like to, with the most pomp and circumstance I can summon, say, yay, welcome, and thank you for joining me for a second. Gala Darling is here.
Hello!
Yay! Okay, so I wanted to ask you about radical self-love, and basically just kind of tell me what that is, what it means, and where we are in it so far.
Okay, well, do you mean with my website or as the world in general?
Well, let's start with your website.
Okay, so Radical Self-Love Month is the month of February. It's now like the 5th of February, so we're only a week in. And basically, I've started it because I feel like it's something that everyone needs to work on, and sometimes it's hard to know, like, what you're meant to be doing, or, you know, how do you practice self-love, how do you find the time to do it, or whatever. And so I felt like if there was more of a dedicated space and time in which to practice it, people would feel more empowered to do it, it would remind them to do it, and, you know, I feel like I can give people ideas and exercises, and some people will have success with those, and some people will find it better if they get a tip from somebody else who might leave a comment. And so it's really just a way of facilitating that and bringing everyone who's interested in that into one place.
I think that's a really amazing thing about your site, is that it definitely does not feel like the positive energy ends when you post. It feels like the comments just like flood with warmth.
Yeah, which is fantastic. Like, I think I'm very blessed with the people who've been attracted to the website. They're like the coolest people ever.
You know, I wonder how that happened. Oh, it's because you're cool. I think I saw the homework video, which said get a journal, and then I don't want to ruin it. You should watch the video. But how have you always journaled? Do you always keep a journal with you?
It kind of fluctuates. I have really journaled since I was like 10 years old. In fact, I still have a journal from when I was 10. And it fluctuates, you know, like when I worked in corporate jobs, I journaled compulsively because it was the only way I could like get my creativity out. Whereas now, you know, my day-to-day work is very creative, and so I don't feel the need to like dedicate the time to it, but it's still really useful, and it's still the way that I work out my own head best, is if I'm writing stuff out. Like, nothing else compares with that. It's just really effective for me.
Do you always use the same type? I saw you mention the moleskins. Do you use the same ones all the time?
Yeah, ever since I discovered them, I'm like a total convert and addict, yeah.
Yeah, I saw a Henry and June, I think, movie long ago,
Yeah.
and it showed like a bookcase of Anais Nin's, all the identical journals, and I was like, and so since then I use this size that I've had, and I have like a whole library. I'm just because I'm like, I just want when I die them to find a bookcase with just tons of them.
That's really like orgasmic for a kind of like a stationary organization nerd. I totally understand. And it's such a good movie. I love that movie.
Absolutely. So now, radical self-love is not like a departure from your modus operandi, that your normal thing. You do Things I Love Thursdays. How did that start? What is that?
I'm not really sure how it started. I think I just wanted an excuse to write about the stuff I was really into at the time. And so I was like, I'll just call it Things I Love Thursday. And the first one's really higgledy-piggledy, like there's all this random stuff in there. And it's now a little bit more formulaic in a way, like I know what kind of goes in there. There's usually a quote, there's usually a couple of cool pictures, and then a list of stuff that I'm into. And it's been like the most successful thing I've ever done on my site. Like, people love it.
The thing that's awesome is that like a lot of people, I mean, a lot of self-helpy thing. I mean, the idea of like a gratitude list is a very common thing that is easy to kind of, I mean, it's harder to embrace that necessarily if you're not really, but the things I love, it's like, and the great thing about it is it trains you to start looking for things that you like in the world, looking for things you like in the world. And I think that that is a massive shift. I think that's so important.
Yeah, I think it makes a really huge difference to people's lives. And like when I'm writing the list, I don't actually just write it on a Thursday. Like, I compile it over the week. So I'll sit down and be like, I'm really excited about this and that and this is coming up, blah. And like, it just keeps you in that positive mindset, which I think is really valuable.
Absolutely. I worked at a company, a .com that was College Club, and which we were about 10 years too early. We would have been the Facebook of the 90s, you know. But but we did a cool thing every Friday. The whole company would sit around, and you would give energy to somebody else in the company that had helped you out. And
That's cool.
a lot of people were like, "Oh, that's so touchy-feely," but it totally trained you because you knew you had to do it. Because you,
Yeah.
so all week you'd be looking, seeing who is somebody that would help you, and it totally changed the culture from like looking over marketing screwing us to like who in marketing is helping me this week. It was awesome,
Yeah. That's cool. It's really cool.
and so that was our guy I love Friday, I guess. Um,
Nice.
um, so I wanted to ask if you would give me your definition of success.
Ooh, Well, a couple of years ago, I would have said it was making enough money that you could live the way you wanted to.
Hmm.
However, my definition has since changed, and my definition now is that success is having the time free to do what you really want to do. And if your work is what you really want to do, then you're successful.
Nice. Do you feel
Yeah,
successful?
most of the time. Most of the time, yeah.
Well, I think one of the things that I love about your site is that um, you you know unapologetically love stuff and shiny things and sparkles and clothes and shoes and stuff like that.
Yeah.
But it does not have a materialistic vibe to it. It has kind of like a I'm worth it and this is fun feel.
hmm
Um,
Well, I kind of try not to make it all about me going out shopping and everyone should go and buy something today kind of thing. Because I feel like we get that message so much and I don't think it's useful. Like, I know that buying stuff doesn't make me happy, but occasionally if I see something I really like, then, you know, why not buy it?
and it seems like you also encourage um, like don't not buying something because it's the trend, but buying something like when you're encouraging in your most recent about buying something with hearts on it. It was like the
Mm.
intention behind the purchase was to remind you to love yourself. Like that's a lot
Yeah,
different than getting something to put on top of who you are that makes you like yourself more.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
Um, so I can't help but notice that neither of us have pink hair right
I know. What the fuck? Well,
now.
the blog must be crazy.
um, but at the same time, I think we both still have a little bit of a pink aura to us.
Oh yeah, there's no doubt. There's no doubt.
How do you? I don't know about you. I've found that I'm surprisingly comfortable not pink. I was a little scared that I would blow away in the wind.
I Yeah, a lot of people are like, "Oh, I really like you blonde." You know, I think I like it more than the pink, which kind of makes me feel like, "Oh, really?" But at the same time, like I kind of understand. But today I was taking photos on a street corner, and this guy stopped his van and was like, "Are you Lady Gaga?" So now I think I'm gonna have to do something different.
That's a lot of pressure.
Oh God, tell me about it. It's
uh,
horrible.
let's see. First of all, you're awesome. This is great. Thank you.
Oh,
Um,
thank you.
and is do you ever get any negative pushback from people from the way you put your message out there?
Yeah, yeah, I do.
And what is your procedure for dealing with it?
Um. I think I've come to a point of acceptance where it's like if you're doing something worthwhile, there are going to be people who don't like you for it, for whatever their reasons may be. I think some people probably agree with my message, but think I present it in a way that they can't really stomach. And that's okay. Like, I don't expect everyone to like me. I think if everyone liked me, I would be a really bland, watered down version of who I am. And I'm not really into that. So. I feel like it just comes with the territory, you know.
Do you respond to those people or just ignore them?
No, what's the point? You're never going to change somebody's mind about who you are. And I have better things to do with my time. I'm not interested.
Absolutely. I agree. I feel like, especially with the internet world where you have basically access to infinite people and things, to spend 1 minute addressing something that I don't like, especially to tell them that I don't like them, it's like, what a waste of my time.
Yeah, seriously, it's just not my way.
All right, well, then I have this whole thing I was going to criticize you, but I'm just going to save it. um, well, so the Radical Self Love Month goes on all month,
Yes, it does.
and
Till
it's
28th.
and you can log on and get the homework and tips and links and anything else.
Yeah. I'm not sure what will happen. I'm gonna be doing some more videos. I'll probably be doing some MP3s and stuff people can download maybe just to put on their iPod and listen to. But I'm really playing it by ear. I have a whole lot of stuff planned out, but the way that I deliver it is going to be different. So we'll see what happens.
Well, on behalf of the internet, thank you for elevating the love that is broadcasting around. It is awesome. I appreciate you and love you. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Mm.
Yay!
That was awesome. Thank you.
You're so welcome.